Well, hello and welcome to an unusual episode of the TetZooTowers collection TikTok series, because today, for no particular reason, I'm going to be talking about this lot of figures. These are all Glyptodonts. What are Glyptodonts? Glyptodonts are a group of entirely extinct, mostly gigantic armadillos. Numerous species are known. They're from South America, Central America. There are a few of them in North America. They're associated with the Miocene, Pliocene, and Pleistocene, and some of them survived into the Holocene, the last 11,700 years. As you can see from this selection, there's actually a reasonable number of Glyptodont figures. So I thought it would be fun to get them all together and to talk about them. They basically represent four different kinds of Glyptodont. The Glyptodonts are a large group. There's over 40 genera. I don't know how many species. The best known Glyptodont figure represents the first named member of the group. This animal, Glyptodon, named during Victorian times by Sir Richard Owen after it was found in Argentina. And this was released in 1975. Most people that collect prehistoric animals are very familiar with the Invicta figures, and one of the things that's well known about them is that the factory that made them in Leicester was what's known as a leaky factory, which means that they weren't really tight on keeping the plastics the same color. So if you actually have any number of Invicta original Glyptodons, as I have here, so it's the Glyptodon, right? Notice they're all slightly different shades of this browny cream color. And of course, if you're a collector, that sort of thing is lethal, because then you're like, oh my God, I need the cream variant. I need the yellow variant. During the 1990s, in response to the release of Safari's Carnegie collection, Invicta released the flexi painted versions of their figures, and so this is probably from around 1991, 92-ish. This is a painted version of the Invicta Glyptodon, and it's okay. I'm not sure that it's better than the original monochrome version, but you know, if you're a collector, you've got to have them both. So that's Glyptodon. Now there are other Glyptodon figures. This one is made by a company called K&M. It was released in 2006. It's not a bad figure. The problem with the K&M figures, they made several fossil mammals, is they are a kind of plastic that degasses a lot. That means it becomes tacky, and like dust and hairs and things stick to it. And that's why I've actually got more than one. I've got another one that's kept in plastic there, so it doesn't have that same tackiness issue. Now, one of the other really famous Glyptodonts is an animal called Doedicurus, best known from Argentina and famous for its massive mace-like tail club. We have the complete end part of the tail, and it's got a series of sockets on it. And in life, these sockets had nubbins or lumps or spikes on them. People aren't actually sure which. I think spikes are most likely. And as a consequence, you've got various different reconstructions, various different efforts to reconstruct what Doedicurus was like in life. This is the Collector 2020 Doedicurus, really nice figure. Notice that it's got this kind of two-humped look to the shape of the carapace. This is the Safari 2005 Doedicurus. I'm not a fan of this one. It's kind of like too cutesy, too teddy bearish in the face. This makes it look like a small animal, whereas Doedicurus is one of the biggest Glyptodonts, probably the biggest. Then we come to the weirdest Doedicurus and the weirdest Glyptodont figure that exists. This is brand new. It's made by a company called Earth Story, dating to 2025. It's a fun figure to have, but it sure as heck doesn't look like a Glyptodon. This face and like roaring mouth with all these pointy teeth in it looks more like a, you know, like a vintage imperial dinosaur toy. But I went to a bit of trouble to get it. Oh, these spikes on the carapace as well, that's just complete fiction. I don't know where they came up with the idea for this particular look. A well-known Glyptodon that existed in South America and then got into North America is Glyptotherium. And I've just realized this is not Glyptotherium. This is another Glyptodon. This is Glyptodon made by Schleicher in 2002. Not a bad figure at all. So this is the Glyptotherium. And this is made by Mothman Republic. a small company. You can find Mothman Republic on Instagram. I think you have to buy it unpainted and then actually glue the bits together and then paint it yourself. And this one was hand painted by Samson Ledger of Splendid Hand, who gave it to me as a gift. So massive thanks, Sam, for providing this brilliant Mothman Republic Glyptotherium figure. Finally, also basically exclusive, is this 3D print. Now this depicts a Argentinian Glyptodont called Neosclerocalyptus. Neosclerocalyptus. This is a museum quality model made by Santiago Dreta in Argentina. Santiago sent me the file. I then got Rebecca Groom of Paleo Plushies to print it and paint it. So this is basically probably a unique piece in my collection. I'm super happy to own it. The original museum model that Santiago created is, I think, life-size, as in, so this whole model must be like 3 and a bit meters long. I was so thrilled to get it that you can find quite a few pictures of this posed in various ways online. So thank you, Santiago. Thank you, Rebecca, for painting it for me. There are a couple of other Glyptodont figures that exist and which I do not have. Starlux, the French company, made one, and Geo World, the Spanish company, they made one. It's currently only available at like ridiculous prices, like over £100, over £70. I'll get it eventually, I hope. But there you go. A selection of Glyptodonts. I don't know that anyone elsewhere has this many Glyptodont figures as part of their collection. I hope you enjoyed looking at my Glyptodonts, the Glyptodonts in the TetZooTowers collection. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.